I already had a crick in my neck before I got in the crate. No.
It's you and our baby.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not know that about you.
Les and Karen, the extraordinarily ordinary couple here, for yet another pet tip slash opinion about how we feel about animals.
Yeah, so this one, let's definitely start off with, this is our opinion, this is our reason for why we let our dogs have free reign of the house, and we don't crate train.
And no animals or humans were injured or hurt during the filming of this video.
Yes, I already had a crick in my neck before I got in the crate.
And Portia's very excited to see Daddy in there.
Yeah. Everybody else is having way too much fun with this.
So this is obviously about crating your dog. And for the 15 plus years, well, not quite, maybe over a decade that we've owned dogs, we've never crated our dogs. We just feel that's not something that we want to do with our dogs. There are instances where, yeah, maybe you do need to crate your dog, and that's your opinion, and that's your thought on it, but not for us.
Right, and there's a lot of reasoning behind that. It wasn't just, ew, we don't want a crate in the middle of our living room. Granted, that is part of it, but that was not the overwhelming reason why. Yes, they're ugly, they don't look good, there's furniture that gets built around it, okay, I guess. But
there's a time and place for them.
There's a time, exactly. There are so many things in dog psychology that say this is really bad for them. One of the things I want to start with is a lot of people don't get the right size crate for their dog. It may look great when it's a puppy. That dog is going to grow up. This is the largest crate we have. I know there's only, I think, one more size, I believe, above this. As you can see, I mean, I'm not exaggerating how cramped it is. It's cramped in here. If we were to put anybody bigger than Sunny in here, they would not have enough room. It becomes very confining, and that's very stressful to dogs. Yes, they do like to have a close-in feeling because it reminds them of being with the pack, but they also like to be able to move around, stretch out. I can't even sit up, and I'm already starting to get like heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Just a couple deep cleansing breaths. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I guess some reasons why people would crate their dog is if they're not home during the day and you have a chewer or you have someone that pees in the house a lot, like whatever reasons, they crate their dog. So think about you being stuck inside something that, in my opinion, 9 times out of 10 is not comforting. Away from, if you have another dog, away from the rest of your family for 8 hours out of the day. That's what we have an issue with. If you have to crate your dog because you're not home during the day, you shouldn't have a dog. It's not fair to the dog.
And there's things that you can do from a dog psychology standpoint. One of the reasons dogs start chewing and or inappropriately eliminating, as they say, is because there's something deeper going on, and it could be just that they're upset that you're not there, and you can overcome that by, you know, leaving out a shirt that you've worn, and just having that scent near them is comforting enough. Giving them good toys to chew on, giving them those food and treat puzzles to keep their minds going so they're not anxious because you're not there. Because that's really what the big problem is that you, as their pack, you've now separated yourself from them. And honestly, as far as a punishment for dogs goes, being away from their pack is the worst thing for them.
So like you said, simple things like leave out your clothes, have some music running, even record your voice talking and play that on a loop for your dog to hear during the day. A lot of times it's just a simple training technique that's going to do wonders and change your dog to be a better dog. And that is mostly the human's responsibility. It's more work for the human, I think, but once you do it and you are committed to training your dog to act the right way, dogs want to act right. Dogs want to please you. So you just have to take a little bit of effort, but in the long run, it'll make a big difference. You'll be happier and your dog will be happier.
And that's, I mean, that goes with any behavior that your dog might have. This is all about training. It's all about that good consistency. And if you think about it, dogs have about the same mental and emotional, what's the word I'm looking for?
Capacity,
IQ, however you want to call it, of like a toddler. Some of the smarter breeds, maybe we'll give them preschooler going into kindergarten, but if you think of them as like a 2 or a 3-year-old, it really, really works. If you haven't had kids and you have a dog, this is going to totally prepare you for having a toddler.
Right.
They are going to get into everything no matter what you want them to do, and if you walk away from them, it is the worst thing in the world for them, and they will start crying. And that's what your dog is doing when they're whining, they're chewing, they're peeing where they shouldn't.
So what are some other ways? We talked about just training your dog, providing mental stimulation, providing comfort. If you do need to seclude your dog for whatever reason, if you're in the process of training and you have guests over and you're working on training, if you get a baby gate and keep them in another room, but they can still hear you, they can still be social, but in a different room. Or if you have like a mud room or something,
yeah, give them their own space. Now, some dogs do like having a small space like this. Because Ella still doesn't want to sleep in bed, we have a camp cot upstairs in our room, and Sunny's favorite place is to be under that cot because she does like that small, close-knit feeling. But because there's no door on it, she can get in and out whenever she wants.
Yeah,
and that's the big difference.
Yeah, there's quite a few dogs that, or pet parents that use the crate, they'll put a blanket over it so it's comforting, but this door is always open, so the dog can go in. It's kind of the dog bed.
Yep.
And that's, that's just the dog bed for them. Our issue comes when it's closed and you're leaving your dog in there for hours on end. And
we found the biggest cure for that separation, anxiety, restless chewing is actually to have another dog. As crazy as that may sound, where you think, geez, I'm already having problems with one dog, why would I want to get another one? It's that pack mentality. If there's always a pack, regardless of whether or not you're there, your dog will behave better. We've talked about her before, Emmy, the pocket pit that we fostered. She chewed through 2 doors, one that I had actually reinforced with metal. She chewed straight through it like a can opener because she had terrible separation anxiety. So one day we let her out and actually forgot to put her back in the foster area of our house. And we kind of panicked and came back home. Yeah, we just ran up to the grocery store or something. And we realized it, and she's just laying on the couch happy because she was out with the other dogs. And that was all she wanted. She just didn't want to be alone. Right, they'll be a source of kind of a distraction, like an older sibling. Sometimes they'll teach your dog how to act like a dog. If one dog doesn't know what it's like to be in a pack, you have the other dogs there to teach them. And always rescue your dogs. Don't ever shop at a pet store. Yeah, please don't shop. Other reasons we aren't fans of crates. Crates can be very, very dangerous if you do not use them properly. If you are going to crate, and again, that's a personal choice. We won't judge you for it. But if you do, make sure you take their collar off. One of the worst things you can do is put a dog in a crate with a collar on it. It is very easy for the collar to get snagged on one of these bars, and the dog will actually suffocate. Make sure that they have food and water.
It's ventilated, there's enough air circulating. Just common sense stuff. You know, if you wouldn't want to be in here, but you don't have another option, think about if you did have to be in here, what kind of conditions would you like?
Yeah, throw a toy in there with them. Make sure it's comfortable. You can't really see it, but I did put a blanket in here, so my butt's comfortable, but
yeah, not much else is, huh?
Not much else is that comfortable.
All right, so if you have any questions, please comment below. If you have any opinions on crating your dog, let us know. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like.
And follow us all across social media. Links are in the description.